welcome to Live with the Zone. We are here with Peter Juhrs this morning, and this is the third of our talk on PC security, keeping your computer secure, surfing the web, with Peter Juhrs.
Thank you, Jeff, for that nice introduction here. One quick piece of information about me is I'm the desktop support manager here at the university, which means I manage the group of people that come out and fix your computers, and I'm also the Google Apps administrator for the university that helps manage our Google Apps instances. So we've had a series kind of about protecting yourself on the internet and some of the things you can do to have malicious software and get infected and how some of the bad things that happen to you. We started out with some discussion on how USB thumb drives are promiscuous and they're a device that goes from one computer to another and just can be a method of propagation for malicious software. We looked at how attackers or bad guys are trying to get your information by trying to phish you or lure you into filling out a form or giving them some information about yourself. And now we're going to look at what happens when you're surfing the web and just generally just going around and looking at web pages and how bad things can happen. So a couple different things can happen is you could actually just go to a malicious website off of a link from a Google search or from a web page, or you type in a bad address. The example you put out there, maybe you go to your bank, for example, maybe you go to Bank of America, their website, and you miss an A in Bank or America, or mistype the address, and they've set up a fake site that looks like it. It may try and deliver malicious software to your computer. It could try and lure you to do something that you don't want it to. And really, the idea here is it's about going and trusting the site that you're at. So how trustworthy, when you go around surfing the internet, do you believe that site is? You know, the sites that you always hear about, going to Google.com, Amazon, Microsoft, those sites are going to be highly trustworthy, and they're going to be there. You're going to have a higher level of trust in them. While they're not perfect, and they very well may at some point have a problem, the likelihood that there will be a problem there is a lot lower. You start going out to other websites, maybe some of the local example here is the Idaho Statesman. At one point, we had infections of malware on campus because the Idaho Statesman's ad provider was serving up a malicious ad that was embedded in the website. So somebody put an embedded ad out and was serving malicious software to people here on campus, and we actually had to go around fixing computers as a result of that. So there's definite examples of going to a trusted site and doing that. Another one is a lot more subtle, but it's when a compromised, the attacker has taken control over that website that's generally trusted, but they've embedded something really subtle, like you have to go click on a link to do that. And then what they're doing is they'll probably combine that with maybe a phishing attempt to send a whole bunch of people to that site to try and click on that link to get them to go through and do a trusted thing. And it's really where you're going to get infected with your computer. Well, how do they do that? Well, that's where the next one comes in. Is what do you do about it? And how are they doing it? Kind of go hand in hand. One is they were using historically exploits in the operating system, so your Windows or your Mac OS 10. And both those companies have gotten better about patching their operating systems, so the attackers have moved on to the products that are less likely to be patched on your computer. The most common ones now are Java, Flash, Adobe Reader, some of those things that are on every computer. Some of those things you just, you need to open this PDF, go get the Adobe Reader, and then you never think about updating it again. So the way for you to protect yourself is to keep those things up to date. Make sure you're doing your updates on your operating system, you're doing your Windows updates, and keeping your browser plugins up to date. And the best way that I've found to check is on Mozilla.org. They have a plugin check website, and it works in Firefox, Chrome, and Internet Explorer, and it tells you what plugins you have installed and whether they're out of date or if they're up to date. And when they're out of date, they say go here, and it gives you the link to finish updating and making sure that your computer's secure. It's a great thing to do at home. In addition to just check out your computer here at work and see what's going on with it. We've tried really hard here for the computers that OIT manages to keep as many things up to date as possible. But we fully acknowledge when asked that we aren't able to keep everything up to date. It's just too big of a task and too many things when we talk about needing to look at doing it on 2,500 computers with unique configurations. It's just too much time would be consumed, and we wouldn't be able to come out and fix your computers when they're broke. So we'd be just busy patching them. With that, now we want to talk about real quick what the university's doing to do that. In addition to antivirus software, which is reactive at best. Some of these exploits are something that the antivirus software has never seen before, so it takes them time, days, weeks, to be able to properly detect some of these attacks going on because they're brand new against some of the software. So what we've done is we've added an appliance that goes through and looks at where you're trying to go on the internet, and it uses a reputation-based matrix to say that site's known to serve up malicious software or is suspected of serving up malicious software, and it stops you from going there. And this has dramatically dropped the number of infections or issues that we have on campus with computers getting attacked by these malicious websites. It has increased the requests for, well, I want to get to that website. Well, it's serving you malicious software. Is it educational? No, unless you're into human sexuality or something, requests. But it's definitely protected the university and taking that, and it's only filtering out that malicious software and stopping that from coming in. Any other content is able to come through. So that's something that we've done. With that, what is left is just practicing kind of safe browsing. And you think about it, and you think about where you're going. If you do get an email link, you want to type in the address, not click on it in the email. You get an email in chat or a link in chat, you may want to type it in instead of click on it. It's really about thinking before you click. And when it happens, what are you going to do? You're going to call us at the help desk, and we'll be there to help you. We're open spring break as a little reduced hours this week, but regularly during the semester it's 7 a.m. till 10 p.m., Monday through Thursday, and then 7 to 6 on Fridays. And we're there to help you with your personal device. You can bring it in and look at it, or with your university device. We'll make sure that if we're not the person to fix it, we'll get it to the person that is there to fix it for you and do that if we can't resolve it over the phone.